This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Many of us have asked the question, when are Republicans going to wake up? When will this national nightmare end relative to the Svengali-like character of Donald Trump? The hypnotic trance that he has beguiled Republicans with. This headline from The Hill isn't necessarily on its face a positive one, but there are aspects of this polling data that I'm going to read that are. 44% of Republicans want Trump to run again in 2024, says this survey. Now, 44% is a ridiculous percentage when all of America witnessed what took place on January 6th. All of us watched Donald Trump's behavior during his administration, during the election of 2020, and in the aftermath of 2020. We all watched what he said and did. And still, 44% of Republicans want him to run again. There is a bright spot in here, although I am known to be an optimist, so I'm always looking for the silver lining. But let's read a little bit and we'll get to that number. Nearly half of Republicans want former President Trump to run for office again in 2024, according to a survey by Pew Research Center released Wednesday. The survey, conducted between September 13th and 19th, 2021, showed that 67% of the Republicans and Republican-leaning independents said, quote, they would like to see Trump continue to be a major political figure for many years to come. And 44% would like to see him run for president again. 22% of those respondents would prefer to support a different candidate who held views that aligned with the beliefs of the former president. And then here is the bright spot, I believe. About a third of Republicans, or 32%, said they would not like for Trump to maintain his status as a major political figure, according to the survey. That's a big deal. That 32%, they would not like him to maintain his status as a major political figure. The percentage of people who would like for Trump to remain in major political spotlight has increased by 10 points since a survey taken in the immediate aftermath of the January 6th insurrection attempt at the Capitol. Now, this number could be explained by the fact that Republicans are making the rounds. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, Donald Trump himself in proclamations and letters issued from his website. They are trying to downplay what took place on January 6th. Rewrite history, whitewash history, if you will. So it's no surprise that in the immediate aftermath, they saw what they saw and were horrified. And now, given some time, some obfuscation on the part of these conspiracy theorists and anti-democratic ghouls, that emotions have softened a little bit. This poll follows a recent survey of Iowa residents that showed 53% approve of Trump, and an important group to consider, as the Iowa caucuses could be an important factor in Trump's possible 2024 campaign. Now, there are other items in this Pew Research that I believe is important, because one, it really lays bare the differences between the party. That one is a one-note wonder. There's no diversity within the Republican Party. It's not even allowed. It's you're on the Trump train or you're out. We witnessed that with Liz Cheney. If you disagree with the president, Donald Trump, ex-president, you're out. You're removed from leadership. So this is the part of this Pew Research that I want to read, that I want to talk about. Nearly 2/3 of Republicans say their party should not be accepting of elected officials who criticize Trump. Nearly 2/3. The party should not be accepting of any elected official who criticizes, who disagrees with Trump. A 63% majority of Republicans say their party should be not to 32% or not at all 30% accepting of elected officials who openly criticize Trump, according to the new survey. Just 36% of Republicans say the GOP should be very 11% or somewhat 26% accepting of officials who do so. By contrast, about 6 in 10 Democrats, now listen to this. In contrast, this is how Democrats think about the very same thing. By contrast, about 6 in 10 Democrats say the Democratic Party should be very 17% or somewhat accepting 40% of Democratic elected officials who openly criticize President Joe Biden. That's a big deal. Look at this. These numbers are stark. The differences in ideologies between accepting of criticism, of this is where a party grows. It's through debate and disagreement and difference. Diversity, if you will, brings about growth. And the Republican Party isn't having it. They are afraid of that. They are mortified that some new idea or new individual might rise to popularity and power over Donald Trump. And he's got such a stranglehold ideologically on the party, which is a shocking thing given that he has no, other than chaos, there's no abiding ideology politically for Donald Trump. He railed against China, but all of his crappy clothes were made in China. He said he was the toughest individual president on Russia ever, and he committed treason next to Putin, agreeing with him over the United States intelligence infrastructure. There's no clear political philosophy with Donald Trump, but chaos and power, authoritarianism, do what I say. No adherence to the Constitution, no respect for the rule of law. No abiding by his oath of office to see that the laws are faithfully executed and that his duties would be faithfully executed. None of that. What do you think, though? Is this a bright spot that there are so many Republicans who just kind of want him gone? What does this say? Is this a flash in the pan? Is this just a fluke moment in a poll? Only time will tell. What do you think, though? You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Thanks for all of your communication. I do. Last couple days, got a couple emails and Twitter DMs from people who are upset that I don't respond to their emails. And I receive hundreds of voicemails per day. Some days it's 1,000 plus emails. So I don't have time. I wouldn't be able to do this. You wouldn't know who I was to email me or call me if I were to be someone who was answering every single email and voicemail, because there just wouldn't be time in the day. So don't feel bad. I believe the word that was used in the communication with me was that they were heartbroken that I wasn't getting back to them. I don't have the time. But I love and appreciate you. I want you to know that I do listen to every voicemail and read every email. Sometimes it takes me a little longer than others. But I want you to get your opinion on the record. That's why I'm starting to do the voicemail call-ins and to amplify your voice and your opinion, to talk about things, to move the conversation forward. So I'd love to hear from you. Again, follow me on social media. If you value what I do, please support my work. You can click the join button, become a channel member for $2 a month, or you can head on over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. All these are viable ways, fantastic ways to help support my work, help move the conversation forward, presenting reason as an alternative to the way Republicans think. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.